the really cool thing about the human body is that it's always conversating with us. It's always telling us something's going on.
Okay.
So like I liken the body to like a car. Like when something goes on, a check engine light comes on.
Okay.
And so some of the check engine lights you may see when it's a sign of toxicity is having trouble sleeping at night. If you're one of those people where you wake up in the middle of the night and then can't go right to sleep, or you're just constantly getting up, and especially if you're waking up and you got to pee, that may be toxicity in the body. Issues with the skin. The skin is the largest organ in our body. Most people don't consider it an organ, but it is. And it's also the largest elimination organ to get things out of the body.
Correct.
So when your skin starts blemishing and having rashes and hives and, acne and things of that nature, that's a sign that there's a lot of toxicity trying to get out of the body. So that's a sign too. Digestive issues, most definitely. So having digestive issues around, bloating, gas, long transit time, just meaning it's taking a long time before you eat, and then you have a bowel movement a whole day later.
That's not gonna work.
That's a body odor.
When you stink.
Yeah, when you stink. So like, I'll give you a for instance. I say this on shows all the time, and people laugh at me. I don't wear deodorant. I haven't worn deodorant in probably like 8 years, and people say, "So what do you do about the smell?" I'm like, "There's no smell," because the truth, like I was saying earlier, when you eat a lot of greens are deodorizing to the body.
What?
Yes, they're deodorizing to the body. So a lot of times when I smell people with an odor, it's because I know that either they're A, toxic, but B, they're not eating a lot of green leafy vegetables. So
I'm gonna give you a funny story, because you sound like you came from the South like me.
Gotcha.
My grandmother would smell your breath and be like, "You sick?" And she would give us either cod liver oil when we were kids, or she would give us Scott's Emotion.
Gotcha.
I don't know if you ever heard of this.
I've heard of it.
It is the thickest, nastiest thing a grandmother could give to a grandchild, but it'll heal you.
Yeah.
And basically, the old school thing was, if you can smell your breath and your breath's not right, you're not eliminating.
Yeah.
And it's coming through your mouth.
It comes through your tongue.
Through your tongue.
Yep. And also your tongue. If I have you stick out your tongue, I can tell if you got a lot of yeast in the body. I can see cracks in the tongue that can tell me if an organ system is failing. Your face. I can look at a person's face. I don't want to name a celebrity, but there was a celebrity that I had met with, and when as soon as I met with him to do the consultation, I said, "You got heart disease. You need to, it's really bad. Like, you need to go to the doctor." And he died maybe like 2 weeks later.
No way.
Yeah. So you can see it in the face, the neck. When you don't have a visible neckline anymore, that's a sign of toxicity as well. Pain in the right side right here. That's also because that's the liver.
Wow.
So those are just a few things.
Yeah, but I mean, so you not only are you healing people through your books and through your teas, the other thing that you're doing that I've never heard, you bought a farm and you're growing your own fruits, and a lot of more exotic fruits that are full of antioxidants and everything. Yeah. Can you tell us about your farm?
Man, so I saw during the pandemic, I was like, Bill Gates bought 269,000 acres of farmland, and he's not a farmer. I'm like, first of all, it had always been my goal to buy a farm, because my great-grandmother, who lived to 105, grew up on a farm, lived on a farm.
Everything came out the ground.
The food, when it was time to heal, everything came either from the front, back, side of the house. And she lived to 105, and her daughter, my grandmother, lived to 67. Okay? So I saw my 105-year-old grandmother walk into the funeral of my grandmother. And it tipped me. It was like, well, what did she do different? And I remember how she lived. She lived off the land. So it was always in my mind, like, one day I got to get a farm. And then when I saw Bill Gates, and then I love fruit, exotic fruit. I've traveled the world, and everywhere I go, I'm trying to find what fruit that they have I can't get anywhere else. Right. And so the idea was, first, food security. You saw during the pandemic, not only could you not get tissue.
Growing vegetables. I started growing vegetables, bro. Yeah. I went old school on them.
Yeah, so things are going to get realer. as we move forward. And one of the things you need to secure is food. It's going to be really important. You think genetically modified foods are very prevalent today? Like, in my opinion, they're trying to move all real things out of the picture, and then you have to buy everything. So everything you can change the price. If I can grow my tomatoes, you can't change the price on the market because I can grow mine.
Absolutely.
But when everything is genetically modified, you have these genetically modified fields of food. And the unfortunate thing is that the seeds blow over to an organic farm next door. He can sue that farmer
For
his seed being on his land just through wind.
wow.
So that's how powerful it is, like when you start patenting food. You see what I'm
That's
saying?
deep, bro.
And so it's really important for us to understand, like, we gotta secure food, because otherwise, like, it is not the intention of the powers that be for us to be healthy. One, because if you think about it, you look at healthcare, they don't treat the healthy, they treat the sick. If you
Facts.
came in there healthy, like, they couldn't even do anything for you. You look at the food industry here in the U.S., nothing about when you go in the grocery store, 80% of the food is on the shelf in a box bag, can, jar, with ingredients you can't even pronounce. So the food is unhealthy. And then when you think about the drug industry that's supposed to be healing us, nothing heals us. It only treats us. You have to take the medication for the rest of your life. And so when you start to think about all of these areas of life that are supposed to be very important, the water is even bad. I mean, we saw that in Flint.
Yeah,
Again.
man.
So you have to understand, I think a part of generational legacy is, like, we have to take back what they're taking away. And the way I want to contribute to that, not only for me and my family, but also to, the people that follow me and support me. Like,
Absolutely.
to be able to deliver tropical seeded fruit.
So we can order. Because I follow you. You know, I'm a big fan, Dr. Bobby Price.
I appreciate it, brother.
You know, saying celebrities do follow other talented people. I like that you can order it. Like you have like a gift bag or a gift box of all the right fruits and veggies that you need. How can people who are listening who would love to get some of your fruit, and tell us what kind first? Okay. What kind of stuff you like put in there? In there.
So on the farm, man, and man, when I tell you this is a blessing, like, to be able to get this farm.
Boy, you lit up when I said that. Boy, go ahead, Bobby. Talk to him.
But we have soursop, which, if you look up soursop and its ability to affect cancer, like, it's up there with chemo, past chemo. And it's a fruit. So we got soursop on the farm. We got about 20 different varieties of mangoes. Not that traditional stuff you see in the supermarket that's dry, but delicious mangoes.
Oh, I love mango.
We got sugar apple, which is not really something people know about here, but it's all over the Caribbean and Central America. It's amazing. We got custard apple. We got lychee. We got longan. We got June plum. We got papaya.
What do you like about papaya?
Man,
because I like papaya. Actually.
So the dope thing about papaya is that it's good for intestinal parasites. So that's the first thing. It's good for women's vaginal health as well.
Get that pH right.
Indeed. It's hydrating to the body.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So man, the list goes. We got black sapote, white sapote. I mean, we got things on the farm that we got coconut trees.
Man, so you basically got like a farm that's like a fantasy farm, because it's everything on that farm is good for your body.
Yes, indeed.
And it will heal you.
That's the purpose. Not most farms have one crop on them, monocropping.
Right.
When I tell you how horrible that is for, like,
the ecosystem, you got to, because I remember my grandfather was a farmer.
Yeah.
And we had to rotate those crops. Like,
yes, indeed.
We used to look at the almanac and everything. And we had corn this year, so we go, corn goes over there, watermelons come over here. They was just flipping, and they had to keep track of that.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And it's so important for us to understand when you go out into a jungle, because I lived in Okinawa, and Okinawa has a jungle there.
Right.
And there are things just growing out in the wild, brother. I mean, oranges growing out in the wild, and the oranges aren't orange on the outside, they're green. I've never seen that before. And the inside is orange. You understand? So you start to see things the way nature intended for it to really be.
Oh,
But
shit.
through monocropping, what happens is, and through genetically modified practice and other farming practice, they make every fruit look the same in terms of the shape. They make it look the same in terms of the color. I mean, when you walk in, that fruit look perfect. They look like you could take a picture.
Right.
But when you go to a real farm, the shapes are different, the colors are different, because that's how nature is. That's how we are.
Yeah,
We look
absolutely.
different.
Yeah.
I can have 50 kids and they'll all look different.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? And that's how nature is. And so real recognize real. So when we put real things in our body recognize it. It can break it down, it can absorb it, it can utilize it, and it can eliminate it. And if you don't eliminate, as we was talking about with toxicity and the detox, if you don't eliminate, that's what starts to create disease in your body.